Hey, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We are online. This is your brother Naeem Muhammad.
Joshua Salam.
Abdul Malik Ahmed.
And together we are Native Dean.
I'm sorry, Naeem. I was all into the music, man. I missed my cue.
Yeah, I had to turn it down. We was kind of rocking hard. I know people were like, we can't even hear you. People are just getting on. Oh, number one, from the start, we got Hajar on saying hi. Hey, Hajar. Assalamu alaikum. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for checking in. People are just getting on. Oh, number one. All right, Hajar's there.
My bad.
Let's see who else is going on. We also got Ali Subhani checking in. Assalamu alaikum. Ali from there. The YouTubers are on first on deck right now. Saying hello, Lufta saying hello. Also, Hajar, she's really excited that we like recognize her and stuff like that. And we got Samira saying assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah to you, Sister Amira. Joshua, Hajar's asking how you doing? How you doing, Josh?
Hey, I'm feeling all right, Hajar. Thanks for asking. Ooh, he put me on blast. I am doing well. Thank you.
All right. And Abdul Malik, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Can't complain.
All right. And I'm doing all right too. We got other people checking in. Braze checking in, saying hello. What's up with these hellos, man? We say assalamu alaikum. Give us some salams, man. We want peace in our lives, people. We want that peace. Other people, hello, brothers. Musab saying hello. Taha, Abdullah back in the house. Native Dean.
Got that reverb going.
There it is. Also, this is Atiyat Lamdi. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. See, that's how it goes.
Correct.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you for that. Hope you're doing well too. All right, who else is? All right, checking in. Let me get some other people. Ruqayya from Turkey. Yeah, man, people tell us where you checking in from. Remember, you're supposed to let us know where you calling in from. We got Ruqayya from Turkey in here. Assalamu alaikum.
The person from Turkey, tell him san chofanasan.
That's for you, Ruqayya. And we got Sayyid Faisal saying he giving salams from Kashmir. Alaikum salam. Yusra's giving some. Oh, Yusra Mansour. I think you were on last week with us. Musab. Look, Musab came strong. Assalamu alaikum. Aku. What is it? Aku.
Ikhwani.
Oh, Ikhwani.
My brothers.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, see, now we're doing it. Now we're doing it, people. Ray's coming in from Morocco. Somebody said, can we get a little freestyle? Taha Abdullah.
Yeah, Naeem.
This beat too fast for freestyle for me. I bring another beat on for me.
Switch it up to the freestyle.
I'll switch it up to the freestyle. This is the one me and Josh were messing around with earlier today as we were checking in from everybody checking in around the world. We got Indonesia checking in. Henry, I'll say assalamu alaikum for all of y'all checking in right now. It be Native Dean, and you know we coming through your town. The sound surrounds your head just like the speakers. I'm doing this thing. We ain't the poor righteous teachers. We be the three teachers. You know this. We coming through your speakers. This ain't the type of heater. Ramadan's coming up a little later, so that's when we not gonna be a eater. That's kind of whack. So I gotta come back on the track with something that make you say like, who's that? That MC Naeem. You remember from back day, from MYNA, what they used to say. Can you get on stage and teach the kids? Tell them what the things that Noah used to did. I tell them all the things that we did too. The trials and tribulations we came through for all of you. I burn the cipher up if you want me to get lava. Doing this thing, I'm not a soul survivor. I'm one of 3 brothers who been in it for 20 years plus. The style is dangerous. Don't mess with me. Back up and come through gently. Unless you want me to run through. No, I'm just it. I'm sorry. I'm starting getting back to my old days. Okay, I guess you got a little applause there going. A little applause there. Thank you. Let's get back into welcoming people in. Taha, that was for you, bro. That was for you, man. Taha, you brought that on. Also, Henry saying assalamu alaikum. Jeb, that's a new name for me. Saying peace, blessings upon you. Omar's giving salams. Also from Lana. We got Lanham checking in. Something from Mohsen. All these people checking in. Greetings from Iraq. Musab is coming from Iraq. That's awesome. Malaysia is checking in. Alhamdulillah. So many people checking in around the world. Mashallah, mashallah, bro.
Instagram too. Alhamdulillah.
You got people on Instagram?
Yeah.
Can you shout out people on Instagram?
Definitely. We got Sharif Sabreen. We got Arif Shafat. We got lots of people. Man. Who else? We got Peace Freedom MC. We got Noor Aslan. Oh, is that Noor? I know that guy. Bunch of people, man. That's good. It's good.
All right. I mean, let's just go ahead and get to it. We're going to keep shouting people out as we go along. So grateful to be here with you guys. You guys know every week, alhamdulillah, we've been trying to stay strong. Sometimes we get off track. And sometimes we might miss, but we love being here with you. Each week we try to have at least one of the band members, and then the first week of the month we try to bring the whole group together. So alhamdulillah, glad to be able to do this with you guys. I'll just ask you, anything new what you guys are working on personally? Anything, beyond Native Dean, or just anything cool that you're working on? Josh, you're not in your normal, you're not in the crib. I know you're out and about somewhere. Where are you these right now? He's at
rent. Oh, that's a nice
rent a vet.
Right.
Wow. Well, you can rent like a veterinarian or something like that, or what's that about?
Hey. Veteran of the United States military.
Oh, okay.
Rent a vet.
Rent a vet. Okay, cool. All right, cool. Adomala, what are you up to? Yeah, tell me about that. What is that? Yeah, please tell us about that. Please, Joshua Slum, tell us about that.
Moving right along. No, it's a company that I joined in on the ownership of with my cousin, since I'm the veteran and he had a moving company, so he needed me to come on and call it Renovet Moving. So I'm down here helping him out. But I'm also getting closer to writing a book, and I'm getting closer to writing a screenplay. Those are two projects that I want to do within the next 3 years. And of course, Abdul Malik constantly pressures us to keep writing music and songs so that we can do that last Native Dean album. Yes.
Oh, all right, cool. What about you, Abdul Malik? Anything you just came running in from somewhere? I don't know, maybe you just were like getting groceries or something. But where are you up to these days?
What was I doing? Well, before I say that, let me just give a shout out to Latinas in Islam. They're asking me, can we drop Tala al-Badru alayna for my daughter who has done well in her exams here in London. So you want to do a quick little Tala al-Badru alayna?
Okay, why don't you go ahead and hit it, Abdul Malik.
All right. طلع البدر علينا من ثنيات الوداع وجب الشكر علينا ما دعا لله داع أيها المبعوث فينا جئت بالأمر المطاع جئت شرفت المدينة مرحبا يا خير داع. All right.
His eyes slowly rise. Cool.
Yeah,
that's for you.
Doing well in exams, you know.
Good luck with those exams.
I remember all the moves that we used to do on stage, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
All right. Other people, big fans. A lot of people checking in. This is really great. Writing a book, mashallah. Hannah's really excited about that book writing that you're doing, Joshua. So that's good. A lot of people are excited about that.
Just to confirm, I said I'm getting closer.
Getting closer. Okay.
I didn't say I started writing it yet.
All right, you still got some work to do. Alhamdulillah, we got people still checking in. And let me get back to the hits. So Adumali, back to you. You were just running in from somewhere, and I don't know, what are you up to? You always doing a million things.
I got a bunch of things going on. Of course, we have the martial arts. I'm working on helping out with this new website called Silat.net. It's kind of cool. Everything about Silat is pretty good. Check it out, Silat.net. But DEEN TV, that's the one thing. You know, we just had a contest. People from all over the world basically submitted videos, and we got down to the 5 finalists.
That's what someone was just asking. I think someone was just asking. They were asking who's winning currently in the finalists, or do you want to do some name drops of the finalists? Who maybe some standouts?
No, you guys go look at it, because I don't actually remember Actually, I need to remember 2 of their names, but it'd be not good to mention all of them. There were six finalists, but some of them were pretty decent. Some of them, I think the quality they need to work on how to figure out how to up their quality. You know, like they have this video, but when they export it at like very low quality. So that kind of messed it up a little bit. But overall, I think.
But hopefully the story shines through. I mean, because hopefully the stories are coming through that people are doing.
But the technical aspect, we need to up our community. We need to bring that up, man.
I hear that. This guy always. I see him online always. Maher was there. I don't know if you see. I see him on Facebook all the time. Thank you for checking in, Maher. Thanks for checking. Ooh, we got Trinidad. Slams from the island of Trinidad. Oh. Do you remember going to Trinidad? Who remembers that?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
They still owe us. But anyway,
on blast. Why not?
Memory for something else.
But I tell you what, we love the don't tell me because I know it's called the doubles.
Doubles. Yup.
Doubles. Yep.
The
can you explain
delicious.
Can you explain what the doubles is for people who don't know, who aren't from Trinidad? What doubles are, Joshua? And maybe the sister from Trinidad, the person from Trinidad. I'm not gonna say sister. Last time I got in trouble calling somebody a sister that wasn't a sister. But can you explain doubles?
I know it was like a thin bread with like some what's that thing you make hummus out of?
Chickpeas.
Like chickpeas and sauce, wasn't that it?
Yeah, exactly. And I think what the guy was telling us the story. He said that somebody ordered it once and it wasn't big enough, so he told them to double it. And then they called it doubles, and alhamdulillah. Joshua, you putting Trinidad on blast? Ooh, that somebody else said that too, Josh. Oh no, man, we had a good time. Like he said that we had the shark and bake. We had we went to the beach a couple times and hang out there. I mean, we enjoyed our time. We enjoyed our time there. And you know, that's just how it is. That's just how it is. Alhamdulillah. I mean, for me, what am I doing right now? For me, I mean, at work, Islamic Relief, we're getting ready for Ramadan, so that's like all hands on deck to get everything ready for Ramadan. This is one of the times that Muslims are very generous, or the most generous. Even our beloved Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was the most generous during that time of year. So want to create opportunities so people can donate and stuff like that, and also working on a documentary with the Brothers 3, everybody working hard on that, trying to make that happen, and just running after kids, that kind of thing. Not running, they're a little bigger now, but yeah, doing those things with the family. So alhamdulillah. What else is going on? Tell me what do you, I mean, I'm not putting anybody on blast. I'm gonna be probably putting myself on blast. Yeah. What are the situations that you guys are seeing with Jummah around? I mean, I want to know people who are tuning in, like wherever you're from. Everybody's doing it differently. Some people are on Zoom only. Some people are in parking lots because of COVID. That's still real. Joshua or Abdullah, who wants to jump in? How have you seen, or what's Jummah like in your town these days?
I'll let Abdullah go first because he always cancels out my religious opinions. So we're gonna go with
wow. Joshua is coming with the heat today. Joshua has all the heat today, which is interesting. So let's hear Abdullah. What's going on in Jummah in your town?
I went to Jummah yesterday, alhamdulillah, for the first time. No, actually last week was the first time in a while because they opened Adams back up.
Okay.
And
Adams. What's Adams for people who don't know? What's Adams?
All Dulles Muslim Area Society.
Okay. All Dulles Area Muslim Society.
Muslim Society. What did I say? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Something like that. But it's basically our big masjid in the area, and they opened it back up. So, but they got what do you call it? Plastic mat on the whole thing on the rug. They 6 feet, 10 feet apart, whatever. And everyone's wearing the mask. They got a whole procedure, which is very interesting.
Oh yeah, that's what Taha Abdullah is saying. Like in his town too, they're doing something very similar, where basically everyone is. They say we can go in, but masks and distancing always been going on. And other people due to COVID, we are doing Jummah on limited crowds. Okay, so at least people are making. So Joshua, what's Jummah like been on your situation?
what you said that some people were doing it on Zoom, but I'd like to know who those people are, because it was hard for me to find other people who were doing Juma on Zoom. Most of the people of knowledge said that there's no such thing as Juma on Zoom, and so it was like no Juma or you come in person. So the things that have been on Zoom have just been like talks and things like that. But
the
I
people,
did on Zoom.
oh, you did do. Oh, wow. Okay, let's hear more about that.
See out the his face.
What?
Yeah, I felt like it was too big of a fatwa to just say no more Juma, and that it's more support in the faith to make accommodations. Mm-hmm. Just like we do dirt and sand for wudu when we have no water. We don't say you just don't do wudu. You do something to replace it so that you can still go through the ritual, even though it's not water. So that was my thing. Like, okay, we can't do Juma in person, but you do something to accommodate it so that we can still gather, even if it's in the virtual world.
Okay, and before I'm gonna give a couple of shout outs, because I see people getting in. We got Patricia, she's checking from Portugal. Sound like I know what's happening in Portugal these days. And a good friend of mine, Nadia, all the way in Toronto, Turntable Crescent, I guess is her DJ name.
I don't know nothing in Portuguese.
You don't know anything in Portuguese, but you knew they speak. What about in French? Because Nadia's from Toronto. They have some. What's your French like?
Comment ça va, madame?
There you go. You got something. And this is the IT is saying like in PGMA in Atlanta, Maryland is doing Juma outside. Rain, snow, wind, brothers only, mass wudu, bring your own rug, provide a plastic bag for people who put their prayer rugs on. They rolling hard in PG County.
I'm not feeling that brothers only thing though.
I was just about to say.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I mean,
well, no shade.
Right?
We're not trying to no shaming.
Right.
But you feeling kind of, what are you feeling though, Abdul Malik?
Okay, we know that Juma is mandatory for men, right? And not necessarily mandatory for women. Let me go into this, let me just shout out our muscular dystrophy journey. They wanted to give a shout out to their son Amar, who's recovering from major spinal surgery.
Oh,
can you sing the verse from Zemmiluni for him, please? Zemmiluni, Defiruni, mighty task come before me. I need you here with me by my side. Mashallah. All right, may Allah give you success in that surgery, inshallah.
Ameen.
Right. Ameen. So what was I saying? I was saying, I was feeling the brothers only thing, because it's not mandatory, but the Prophet never said. Well, I don't know. I don't want to give any fatwas,
I give it to you.
Oh, wait a minute, Joshua, fresh with the fatwas.
That's what you gotta understand, that he
fatwas with Joshua Salam.
No, it's not a fatwa, but when Naimi said no shaming, it's not about shaming, but it is about a voice. So we got a little platform here, and I think it's important for us to recognize when the sisters are not allowed to come, somebody's got to say something. So the brothers got to step up and say something. Hey, that's not fair. You need to make room. If there's not enough room, then you do 70-30, 50-50, something.
Yeah.
But you got to make room for the sisters in the community. They've been through enough. Let's start to change that culture.
Okay, I hear that. Joshua, go ahead. Step up for our sisters out there. All right. Well, the question too, then, I mean, as like I was telling someone else, I just said a little bit earlier too, and we'll keep checking in with people also as we're going in. What somebody's talking about in Spanish and Portuguese, and basically the same. 98% of the words are cognates. So you can, if you can speak Spanish, I guess you can speak a lot of Portuguese. The person was telling us there.
I know some words in Portuguese.
Hajr saying, MashaAllah. Other people putting up the prayer hands. Someone else said, Maher say, here in Pakistan, there's no limit of crowds, no corona, all is well. Yeah. There's a lot of Muslim countries, but there's a lot of Muslim countries playing it like that. I had friends like if we have anybody in Morocco. Someone was telling me in Morocco's situation, like it's like Corona, that's Europe. That's Europe and America and Asia. But not really, that's not really our situation. And like you can be out there, you'd be the only one. If you were wearing a mask, you'd be one of a few people with masks. It's not really a thing. I don't know if anybody.
But that's possible, right? Ain't that possible if you closed your borders and you took care of it?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's what America's trying to do, but we too free, to listen to anybody.
Australia did that, and they're doing a real good job. That people are saying Australia did that, and New Zealand too. They've done a real good job. U.S. I don't know. I think I'll tell you. For me, that's why I would never want to be a world leader, because you're having to balance all these things. Like, how do we keep people's their health right? How do we keep money rolling in, because the bills don't stop. The bills don't stop for governments. The bills don't stop for regular people on the street, and the bills gotta be paid. So you keep the whole world's not just saying, "Hey, pause, everybody. We're not charging anybody. Just keep doing. We understand it's a pandemic." You're like, no, we don't understand anything. People got to get paid. So I don't know. I'm just glad that that's not on my head to figure out. And alhamdulillah.
You just gave me the title of another song, Naeem.
But it ain't me by Joshua Salam.
The bills don't stop.
The bills don't stop. No, they don't stop.
It's interesting. You guys are talking this, like on Instagram. It's like a whole conversation about the brothers and the sisters going on. One person said maybe the sisters don't want to come out. It's all right. It's a blessing. We have a lot on our plate also at home, so it's mercy on us. Just saying. And then somebody else is like, funny enough, my man the sisters always give so much money.
Oh.
Like that, but there's never any space for them. I think that's what they're.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I think too, part of it too is like I don't know. I would just say I think there are something like there's certain things and certain mercies that certain people see as mercy, some people see as difficulty, and I think as a community, if it's something the community that you guys came to a realization and they took like a real like litmus test and a poll of the community, like, hey guys, what do we want to do as a community? And then if the community takes that decision and moves forward, I think that's one thing. But there's oftentimes like people are left out because either they're the silent majority, or some people want certain things. Like even like you go to some masjid, the women ain't seen at all. You go into another masjid and they have the little low barrier, and then a masjid like I grew up in, there was no barrier or anything. And then you get into a space where you have Muslims from all backgrounds, like Islamic Relief. When we start praying, and a barrier, first we didn't have a barrier, somebody put the barrier up, and then some people are like, well, I don't need that, and then you're like, well, I do need it. And so with a mixed community, I don't know, you got to really feel out things and see what works in this space. Like first off, we're going to everybody should do what is halal and best. But everybody's solution is not going to be everybody's solution. Not all what works for one community doesn't work for another. But you can learn. I think you can learn from other communities. You can learn from what people are doing. Like we learn for other bands and stuff like that. So I'm going to jump back into the band stuff. Like, can you tell me like something that maybe you guys have learned? Because people are asking about the music, they ask about different things, and because I wanted to get back into our stuff. But real quick,
that is our stuff, man. That's what we write songs about, man.
True,
right? All
true.
of our songs are on point. We're talking about issues in the community. We're talking about identity. We're talking about peer pressure. So I just wrote a song about the hijab and how people just see it as like the hijab on the head, which Abdul Malik educated us is actually the khimar, right? But there's other types of hijab. The sisters, man, we can't breeze over that, man. You gotta make space. You gotta make space. I don't care who you are. You gotta make space. Even if they don't come, you gotta make space. Because if there's no space, they don't come. But you gotta make space.
Yeah, even though I think for the young people too. I know a lot of messages are that way for young people. Like they've built the whole place as almost like as a mausoleum for old people. And if kids come running around, it's like, oh, who let these kids in this place? And it's like people will say like, if you don't have kids running through your masjid, it'll be a graveyard soon, because you're not allowing.
True story.
Yeah, true story. Okay, let's hear it.
True story. I'm at Duke University. I was talking to a international student from Pakistan, And I was telling her about, Juma, introducing myself as the Muslim chaplain. And, we have Juma on campus right down here at the wellness center. And about a minute into the conversation, she stopped and she's like, oh, I'm sorry. You were saying Juma and it wasn't registering. I just know that is the place where the brothers go. I was like, oh. So she's from a Muslim country, but she just hears that word and that's not even where women go. That's where the brothers go. So, I mean, like you said, to each his own, but I think we gotta make space, and there should always be a space for women in the masjid, whether they want to come or whether they want to pray at home, because like the sister said on Instagram, I like praying at home. That's where I want to be. Okay. But if you ever decide on some random day to come to the masjid, there will be space for you. Inshallah.
Yeah. I will say this, and it was difficulty, and I'll say this with difficulty. My mom talks about when she became Muslim. Like 1972 or 71, 72, or like 3-4 years before I was born. And she came from the black nationalist kind of vibe of things, where the woman was like the queen and my sister, my soul sister, and pulling out seats and ladies first stuff. And then when she became Muslim, like she kind of took kind of back of the bus kind of thing that happened, like that.
Sister, what are you doing here?
Exactly. So, and what does that say for our community? And what does that say for our community? And I think in some aspects we fought that and kind of went in a different direction. But I definitely know that was one of the things. And what I will say, strong shout out to our Muslim sisters. Even through this, they've still maintained to be the backbone of the faith and the upholders of the faith. And like, my mom could have been like, wait a minute, this is supposed to be the truth, and I'm at the back of the bus. What if she would have left? What if she would have given up on this faith because of that kind of treatment? And I think about different things like that, especially when they talk about, someone was just asking about Zaminuni, the song that we talking about, the love between the Prophet ﷺ had for Khadija, right? And like they say, like she paid for, she like financed and looked after our deen. Without her, where would we be today? Where would we be if it wasn't for Aisha, right? So I don't know, we got to do a better job. Like, definitely, if the community is taking a stance, like I think definitely, even forget the community stance, what Joshua said for me is what I believe now. Thank you. See, we had some growth here, that when you in the space, you got a place. If you want to be here, break all barriers. We're making you comfortable and feeling like this is home, because that's what we need. And there's so many times that I felt that I've been in Muslim spaces, if you're talking about being black or being whatever, that I've had to kind of fight my way to be in a place where I should be naturally at home, where it shouldn't be that way. That shouldn't be how people be able to get. They should be able to just be in the place. They find that we were waiting for you. What do you mean? Like, we were waiting for you. Here's your space. Here's a space for you. Here's a clean, nice space, easy access to wudu and clean place to pray. Nice, smell great. Not in a back corner, like, we got this, what's that broom closet again? Oh yeah. So I don't know. That's my feeling. So
haven't heard from Abdul Malik.
Yeah, I'm looking at the comments. Like, they have so one sister Sister Fahima said that it's subhanAllah that your mom held on to her faith. Another person said that I love going to the masjid and living in Malaysia. Most of the masjids here are filled with kids laughing and playing, and that really warms my heart. So
you see this comment here, right here? This sister said, "So in my country, in Somalia, only men go to the mosque. I was shocked to find in a non-Muslim country that we have a place." That speaks volumes.
Now, right here.
Okay, let me say. Well, I don't want to impose. A lot of times, we sometimes as people living in the West impose our belief structures on other cultures, that have a different setup, which I think that's a bad thing to do. Bengali. All right.
Shout out to Zayn Bengali, but keep going.
Oh, Zayn Bengali. We love you. So, but okay, so I think, but this is beyond culture. Like just like as African American, if there was a place that said, okay, only certain people could enter the masjid, I would be very offended. I'd fight that. But for some reason, I think we have, somehow, some way we've made it okay. And I think this is beyond culture. You know what I mean?
Yeah, even like she shared, the sister shared. I don't want to make that, definitely it's not a Somali thing. I don't know, like, cause she shared about what her situation in Somalia and coming here, cause it's beyond culture. I mean, there's a whole they talk about this the patriarchy. They get respect. It's coming to the day, and even the patriarchy. I just like we just gotta we gotta be very careful, man, because we need all of us. We need us. We need the sisters. We need the brothers. We need the children. We need a place for old folks. We need we need a whole community. And when you start to like make people as others and push them on outskirts, man, we lose so much. They talk about. I was like, there's a Malcolm Gladwell book, with the 10,000 hours, or what was it, the Outliers. And they were talking about this place where these people lived longer, as part of America, where they lived longer. They were looking at their food, and they were saying that maybe it wasn't because they had like olive oil as opposed to butter more, or these things. And one of the things that they said that it had to do with the proximity of intergenerational family being close. So grandparents being able to be close with their grandkids, and older folk, young folks being close to maybe a little bit older folks, and everybody having a purpose in the situation. So they were together, and like grandmother was doing the kitchen gardening, the small gardening. So she had a job and a purpose and a thing for doing and contributing to the situation, and feeling a part of it, and having a vital role in what's happening. So that's why I want to say, just generally too, we need to continue to include people and make them feel that they have a role and a place in this thing, because there's so many times I think people get taken out.
Yeah, I wanted to follow. See, can we keep with this conversation, man?
Let's keep it going.
I'm engaged with this. You got me on hook, line, and sinker.
All right, and I'll throw up some of the shout outs here. And if we're gonna put up y'all shout outs on the screen, if we shout you out if we can. But keep going, Josh.
I want to point out something that Abdul Malik said. I want to really support it and shine a light on it. That for me, it's not about and maybe because of the tone of my voice is a little frustration. I'm raised by a single mother. I've listened to a lot of the complaints from the Muslim sisters, so there is some frustration in me. But it's less about my opinion is right and your opinion is wrong, and it's more about I'm doing this to justify why I do what I do, right? Because a lot of times when you open up spaces or when you invite people, you kind of get attacked by that's not the sunnah. Sisters should remain home. Why are the sisters in the masjid? I mean, I've actually heard that in the masjid when it got full and they moved out the sisters from their section, and they said, well, the sisters don't have to be here anyway. And I said, okay. Well, that's not how we do it here, right? So if we have a room, there's always going to be space for women. If we have overflow, then in the next room, there'll be space for men and women, right? So that's just like me saying, I'm not trying to go to Somalia or Pakistan or Iraq or Syria or anything, and tell people you're doing things wrong. But I'm also able to look at the tradition of the Prophet and examples from him to justify why I do things here and why I fight for certain causes.
Yeah, I think that's, yeah, man. Because again, when you again, like I said, when you start to push people to the outskirts, I mean, it really you lose a lot. You lose a lot when we don't have a balanced group. There's somebody put something here that was like, let me say, I remember vividly. There's another person here. I remember vividly older female generation knocking on our door to ask if they can pray in our house because they will not make it to their house. Wow. Just to find a place to pray. Who else? It's Someone else says, and none can miss. Oh, that was the continuation of ayah. But there was something someone said earlier. Like, I don't know, man. This might be. I'm gonna put it up, and if you guys want to get into it, you get into it. But this is totally new topic. Assalamu alaikum. Hello, brothers. Can you give me any info on the reasoning Shiite leaders are meeting the Pope? I've seen a few comments under certain videos, but love to hear your perspective. And I would take it outside of like, because I know for us, we come from a community that believes in engagement almost always, or just dialogue and talk. I don't know what, if anybody want to get into, why it would be important to have open dialogues with people, other faith leaders, different things like that. I mean, I don't know about the global geopolitical, this isn't that conversation, but I mean, unless y'all going to get into it, ahlan wa sahlan. It's your floor. Who anybody want to jump in there?
Abdul Malik, the floor is yours.
Well, I wanted to say first before one other thing about the topic. Also, every time I go to the masjid, there's some delicious biryani that someone's making. I don't know who's making it, but we have to make sure that we keep that going. I don't know if the brothers make it even better, but a lot of times the sisters are making it, so you got to keep their. I try to cook too, so alhamdulillah. But we shouldn't say that that's just something that the sisters do only. But another thing that, but when you were talking about the interfaith stuff, yeah, brother, look, we have to engage the other faith groups. I'm sorry, it's what the Prophet did. If you know the story of the people from Najran, right, the Christians from Najran, that's a story of the Prophet, where he invited people to come and meet with them. But the question, what they meeting about? Meeting about politics or meeting, the Prophet, obviously, it was somewhat political because he was trying to get people, some of his companions, to go teach Islam in that part of the world. So it had a little bit of political thing. So I'm cool with it.
Cool. Any thoughts from your side, Joshua?
You know there is. You don't have to ask, man.
Okay.
But listen, so I'll give one story from the Prophet's time as well, which is, I think, very powerful because literally we sought the protection of the Christians. The Prophet sent some of his companions to seek refuge with a Christian king. And when the Meccans went over there to try to snatch those Muslims back, the Christian king said, after hearing both sides, he said, no, these people are going to stay here under my protection. Alhamdulillah, the Prophet sent them to a trustworthy king who was Christian to help protect the Islamic growth, right? So I don't see how anybody can look at that story and then fault somebody for having a relationship with Christian leadership or a Christian king. It's in our tradition. And the other thing that I'll say is this.
The brother Taha said, reminded, that's when we went to at that time, it was now known as Ethiopia, so just
right. Yeah.
Even people say like because even that generation was, they were saying like the free, open establishment of like Islamic community was there, even before like in Mecca where they had to be like on the quiet and on the low, but they were like able to be openly, when people talk about when we talk about Africa and the things that Africa has done and all that kind of stuff like that, like. It was one of those places where one of the first places that, the people are the followers of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ were able to openly practice and establish their faith.
The second thing that I'll say, Naeem, is that anybody who studies Muslim history, I don't see how you could hold that opinion as well, because all of first of all, there wasn't one Muslim empire after like maybe the first one. After that, it was so many different Muslim empires. But the communities were so diverse. It wasn't until maybe like, I would say 300 years ago or less, that all of the places started becoming like majority Muslim. Before that, they were like heavily Christian. It might have been Muslim leadership with a lot of diverse community. You had Christians working for the Muslim leadership. It wasn't this such like, they're kafir, get them out of the government. It was like, no, they were part of the community. They were part of the leadership. So this is how Muslims been doing it from way back when. This is what we do.
Right, and the person also adding that king was Najashi.
Najashi, that's right.
There's big stories. There's big stories behind it. All right, so let's rope it back into, and we got about 10, 15 minutes to be with people. Let me give some shout outs while we're here. So that was Shannon Murphy. She said she's agreeing with you, correct, and she would put that out there. Smile, be happy was the one that's talking about this King Najashi. We already shouted out Taha a couple of times. What else? Someone else is just Dunya from Saeed. She's from what? Someone actually else spelled that they at our office, and I kept on calling her Danya, and it was like, no, that's Dunya. I was like, okay. So I'm pretty sure that's probably Dunya. She said hello from Syria. May Allah, we making dua for you guys, and hoping that you guys have safety and security there as well. Who else is checking in? Will Reese. We must do a better job. He's saying we must do a better job in the earlier topics. We're talking about inclusion of our sisters. Rayyan gave some salams again, and also Zain Bengali again. Our boy Zain Bengali just saying, it's an important conversation with dialogue. Thank you for digging into it.
Is that him old with all those muscles?
I don't know. That is an old picture. I mean, it might have been from his youth.
I think Abdulmalik can do that. I can't do that. Can you? Is that you, Zayn?
I'll see if he answers a little bit later. Someone else is from Bangladesh. How are you, Abdulmal? You want to shout out to our Bengali brothers?
How is it? Kemonaso, Valo.
Right. I was about to say, man, you about to be in trouble. I'm gonna go call your in-laws on you or something like that. Also, Abdul from Portland, Oregon, one of my favorite cities in the U.S. Check it out. It's a good coffee town, and that's another thing. Ethiopia, Abyssinia, that place, the birthplace of coffee. One of my favorite things, as you can see.
So?
Yes, dude. Ethiopia, the birthplace of.
I've heard a lot of people claiming coffee, man.
No. There's two. No, when you talk about the history of coffee, the one, first off, it is it's one either from you're either getting it from Ethiopia or you're getting it from Yemen. It's in the process that we have now is because of the Muslims. Because of Muslims who are trying to stay up and do worship and read and learn and dhikr and stuff like that they even roasted it, and they're doing what they're doing with it now. It was so much a Muslim thing that the Pope, we were talking about the Pope earlier, the brothers asked about the Pope earlier. The Pope originally banned coffee, calling it the Muslim drink, because Muslims are the ones who developed it and was growing it, and people were just bugging out over it. So anytime you walk past Starbucks, that's just let people know there would be no Starbucks without us.
I didn't know that.
That is the first time
Yes,
that I've even considered drinking coffee because of that talk.
Wait, hold on. Thank you. Here it is. That's exciting.
I might go try a cup of coffee now.
Well, you should come up.
How's that not on blast, man? I didn't know that.
You don't know that, dude? There's a big history. I'll do another whole history for you if you want. And the other thing I'll tell you one more thing about coffee. I'll tell you two things about coffee. I'm sorry, and I'll end it. Two things about coffee. One.
Wait, Naeem.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should do a coffee show.
Okay.
I think you should do this right. You should come prepared with a little research.
Always prepared. I'm always prepared. All right, cool. I might do a whole one, and I'll do a sample.
Coffee is a thing for the Muslim community, man. So even if you just teaser now, but the next show should be let's do a coffee show. We
got my younger brother on here, so he checking in from Florida now. He's saying he love him some coffee. Also, who else is in here? Oh, that someone said Zayn is saying he can still do that, but it's less about muscles, it's more about brains.
Ooh. So what are you saying?
Also, Smiles Be Happy saying they like coffee too. They said that's so cool. Actually, I'm going to tell the Starbucks workers this when I try to get see if I get a free cup. They'd be like, no, okay. Two points about coffee. I would tell you, because at one point, Yemen, anything we talk about Yemen and Muslims or whatever, Yemen at one point, to keep it on lock, it was illegal to even take a coffee tree to another place. Any place that you're talking about now, outside of Ethiopia and Yemen stole those coffees, and somebody did something to get those coffee beans to somewhere. And people don't know India grows a lot of coffee. Some guy he went to Yemen and he taped like a couple of like saplings to his chest and smuggled them out of Yemen and started growing the coffee. That's how they got their coffee.
Hey, brother.
And there were in even in France something there's a whole like you said, I need to spend time and talk about that on that. There's one more thing I'll just say. So somebody said about Turkish coffee. Who said smiles happy Turkish coffee. Now there's a company called Blue Bottle Coffee. And I'm gonna finish with this. And you guys are a part of this too, because we used to perform in Vienna, right? Vienna. At one point, the Turkish army had surrounded Vienna, right? And they were going to they surrounded. It was a siege, so they cut off Vienna from everything, and they were just going to siege and take it over. And this guy was like, they were saying, if the king of it was saying, if you can get to Poland and get the Polish army to come here, we can break this siege. But somebody has to get through. So there was one guy, he spent time in Turkey and amongst the Ottomans or whatever. And so he dressed up like an Ottoman and went through the lines and came back with the Polish army and got rid of the Turks. The Turks just bounced, right? And they left all this stuff behind. And they left these big green boxes of what they thought at the time was camel feed. But it was actually coffee beans. And the guy said, for my payment, just give me these green boxes, because he knew what coffee was, because he spent time with the Ottomans and whatever. So he created the first coffee house in Vienna, and Viennese coffee is one of the most popular coffees. But what happened? He first made it like the Turks. Everybody knows the Turks coffee is very strong, that little small cup. And when he opened it up, nobody was like, this is disgusting. Then he started to add a little bit of cream, like frothed cream on the top. And then it just went bananas. And everybody is in their space. And he created what was called Blue Bottle. And Blue Bottle, now, they get their name from that coffee shop that was started in Vienna. And is one of the most popular coffee places in the U.S. All right. Enough about the coffee.
But in the U.S.?
Yeah, Blue Bottle is one of the top brands in the U.S.
Okay.
If you look it up, it's better than Starbucks, better than Pete's. It's one of the top really like high end coffee. I got lost in the story
between Vienna, Vietnam, and Vienna, Virginia. So
Oh yeah, exactly. Awesome. We got a few more minutes. We got like 7 more minutes. If we want to get into something else, anything else going on that you guys want to get into, anything on the feed that people are saying. Oh, somebody's saying love from Algeria. Iman saying love from Algeria. We invented iced coffee. I love that. Awesome. Nice. I got coffee from Algeria when we were in a tour in Algeria. I got coffee. I brought coffee beans back from Algeria that one year.
I have a question is there anybody from Texas?
Okay, anybody from Texas on? Well, is there anything?
You know what's going on in Texas?
What's going on in Texas?
Everything's opening up.
In what sense?
Masks. You hear about that?
No, I didn't hear about that.
All of the okay, maybe it's a rumor, but I saw that like Texas, all the masks have been lifted. You can open stores. You don't have to wear masks in stores. It's like all the COVID precautions are
That's
gone.
because Texas had closed. They closed their borders. See what happened was
no, they didn't. No, they didn't.
They seceded from the union, and so they said, we might as well go ahead and go back to normal because we put all the COVID people out. That's what happened.
Oh, okay. And real quick, I'm just like Ruqayya was talking about the Turkish coffee with cardamom, really great. A lot of people love it. And Taha was talking about the prices, but also Taha just said Texas are going to open up stadiums are going to be opening up in Texas and stuff like that.
Messages are all the messages following along?
Oh, I wonder. I don't know.
Come on, Eid. Come on, hold on. Is that how it's going to be?
Dude, some places really didn't shut down like that. Like Florida was another one of those places. Florida, like we used to have like guys like staff that we calling in from Florida, hanging out with friends, no masks. I was like, what are y'all doing down there? He's like, no, this is how we doing.
The way it is.
Anybody else in here from Texas? Like he was saying, anybody from Texas on? Tell us what's the situation in Texas like. I know they just had the big freeze, like they had the deep freeze where people's electricity was out and all that kind of stuff like that, and so they would have some difficulties there. But I also heard that someone was saying that you can go down there and get a COVID shot pretty easily because people just aren't getting them. People are down there. They're in the whole like Steve Jobs is going to put a chip in my arm if I get the vaccine, and stuff like that. So, but I also know that we have some differences of opinion on vaccines in the group.
You ain't got time for that. We have to do that show after the coffee.
Shannon's saying that Atlanta is opening up too. Maybe it's a southern thing. Maybe it's a southern thing. Down south, what's going on down there? Taha said, but Florida is crazy, but plays regardless.
They're saying 3% of Canada is vaccinated already. 3%. That's good, right? Isn't that good?
But Canada is like a really big place with a little bit of people, though. I mean, usually Canada, all that you see that big Canada, it's like mostly trees and ice.
Grizzly bears.
Exactly. It's moose. I always tease my wife about that. Like she hates. And we start talking about moose, and she'll be like, "What? Don't we talk about moose?" Oh, what somebody says, "Be more Moses." Oh, somebody from Be More. Texas mass restrictions. Elbow cough. Elbow cough. I appreciate that, Be More Moses. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Herd immunity.
Herd immunity. Okay, somebody. Shrubanika is
as a Canadian, I both agree and disagree.
That's what some.
Yeah.
On Instagram, they're going for herd immunity. I know Biden said something about the first 100 days, he's going to get 100 million people vaccinated. I was like, bro, you need to like tap that down a little bit. That's like a big. I don't know. I mean. I know I've been trying to get vaccinated, but unable to. But what's so funny, Abdul? Share the joke. We want to laugh too.
Moose is a lie. We're filled with deers, or at least in my city. I got hit by one, so I guess it's more deers than moose.
No way. Every time me and my wife's from Canada. Anytime we go out and we see a deer, even her mom, they're like taking pictures. They like, oh my god, and I'm kind of like, what? Just deers everywhere. It's just. Who cares?
They're like Bambi.
Exactly. They want to run up and pet him. I don't know about
and
that.
And the sister's saying Malaysia, they're always ahead of like they have vaccine drives in several areas. Mm-hmm. Front lines, older people, they have it all set up. What's up with like Malaysia, Indonesia? They always seem like they're ahead of the game.
Yeah, man, they're really sophisticated. Malaysia, you know, we've been
Stop
there.
my doubt.
That's not even okay. All right, we got 2 minutes, guys. We got 2 minutes before we get out there. We when someone's saying, "Oh, they don't need the only thing we need is miswak, black seed oil, and duas, no vaccine." Sister, you are speaking Joshua Salam language. There it is. There it is. That's Joshua Salam.
She got to throw some olive leaf on there. Throw some olive leaf on it.
That is yeah. There you go. I mean, no shade. Like you said, we're not yucking anybody's yum, but not yucking anybody's yum. Ishra said, don't forget the honey.
Don't forget the honey.
Don't forget the honey. Don't forget the honey. Dude, you remember, like, I remember Zane Bika gave us like all that black seed honey. I don't know. I'm not a black seed honey kind of guy. That honey.
Oh wait, Sister Fahima said that your whatever is actually perfect Malay.
Oh, ooh, vindicated. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Joshua. Go ahead, brother Joshua Salam. Sorry, I'm staying corrected. I thought that was like I remember we used to sing that song, the Ricky Tiki Tong song.
Yeah, I thought Tiki Tong. Yeah.
No, that was.
That's what I thought it was.
For the Philippines.
That's for the Philippines. All right. Oh, someone else is saying.
Yeah.
Oh, Joshua. Just so you know, the Islamic Muslim Medical Council said the vaccine is halal.
Oh,
Stamp
I
of
believe
approval.
it's allowed.
You believe it's halal? Cool.
So
Nick-
it's coffee. I don't drink it.
Yeah, even though it's the Muslim drink. All right, guys. Joshua Islam with the languages. The people don't know, like, that is one thing with Joshua when he goes to try to connect. When we go in other countries, the first thing he's like, all right, so tell me how do you say this here, and tell me what you do with this thing. Yeah, and then all of a sudden he's like making a rap in the corner, and so when we get on stage, he's like connecting with the people. So that's any of those raps, Joshua, you remember?
Yeah, Swahili rap.
The Swahili.
Yeah, y'all want to hear? Y'all want to hear the one in Swahili?
Yeah, let's hear the Swahili for all our Swahili speakers on in Indonesia. No, go. Jeez.
Asante sana tuka hapa kwa maana Tanzania tuna niyo kumpambana ukimwi hapana ukimwi hapana Tanzania speaks Swahili so mambo vipi vijana olicho nacho nipe karibuni wote welcome everybody kila mtu sema native DEEN poa.
Thank you for that. Thank you. That was pretty good. Native DEEN power. I still remember that. Native DEEN power. When they got power. That was so. All right, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks you everyone for tuning in. I think Joshua, you have a fan here, Halal Vaccine, with a bunch of laughs. Alhamdulillah.
May Allah protect us all.
I mean, and someone said, what's inside the Joan? What's inside the vaccine? That's all the questions. Joshua, are you gonna do a? I'm not. I mean, I'm. Yeah, no.
After the coffee.
After the coffee.
Yeah,
What you said? Where was it when we were in Tanzania? Where was it that we were? That's when he wrote it in Tanzania. That saved. Yeah. That saved the day when the microphones acting all weird and the sound and they burnt the thing down. Joshua jumped up and did that. Dawood know. Shout out to Dawood. For those who don't know, this guy right here who's on screen. Can I make it any bigger? Let me see. Can I make it any bigger? I can't make it any bigger. This guy here is responsible for like the golden years, Native DEEN golden years. The Not Afraid to Stand Alone videos and tours and stuff. Like, give a shout out to Josh. Give to Dawood Hawa. He's the guy at the end. He was like the leading the prayer in the Small Deeds video. Somehow he did the touchdown thing in the standalone video. So and only thing he didn't get robbed in the other video. That was somebody else. But all right, guys, we're gonna call it. Thank you guys. Any closing thoughts before you guys head out? Anybody? Any closing thoughts for you, Abdul Malik?
Nah, man. Alhamdulillah, everybody keeps safe. I had a good friend, their parents passed away. His father passed away, COVID. So let's make dua for everybody to keep safe and, keep making your duas, saying your prayers, doing your fasting. Ramadan's coming up, so let's prepare.
All right, excellent. What about you? Last thoughts for you, Joshua Sanem?
No, I just want to tell everybody, really tell your friends about the next show, the first Saturday in, April. Naeem has been a coffee connoisseur his whole life, and now he's been doing a side gig in a coffee shop. He's been reading up on it. I know coffee is so popular in the Muslim community. If you want to learn some interesting things, you got to come next Saturday and learn about coffee.
But no, next Saturday is going to be the pre-Ramadan. Oh, you mean that's pre-Ramadan. We can't. I don't even drink coffee in Ramadan. So.
Hey, but you said it was used to stay up for dhikr and prayer, maybe.
But I gotta, I cut the coffee in Ramadan. Just me personally, not saying it's haram or anything, but I'm just, I reset my, alhamdulillah.
That's going against the founders, the Muslim founders. Man. You take it out in Ramadan. They started it in Ramadan.
All right, I'm back. Coffee on. Let's do it. All right. That was the last word, Josh. Any last word? Now that the coffee thing is not going. Okay, cool. And for you guys, again, as Joshua was saying too, check us out. Make sure every Saturday, every week on the weekends, we have either the first Saturday of the month. You have all three of us here together as the band, Native DEEN. And then every other Saturday and sometimes Sunday evening for me. We have the members who do a solo show like this. Make sure you're checking us out on iTunes, Music, Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, all those places. We still need your support. All those spins help us continue what we're doing. We're going to be talking in the next show about the big campaign that we'll need your support on for this Native Dean documentary. So get ready to hear about that and many things more. Whatever you're doing, wherever you are in the world, we make a dua for you that Allah keeps you successful, keeps you safe, keep you with your loved ones, and that He keeps you guided. Everybody, again, my name is Naeem Muhammad.
Joshua Salam.
Abdul Malik Ahmed.
But together we are
Native
Dean. Assalamu alaikum, everybody, and keep the faith. Take care, guys. Thanks for joining us. We love you all.
Don't take innocent life.